What is up, guys? It is Farzy here, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Now on today's video, we're gonna make an iron farm. So let's hop right into it. Here is what I would think an iron farm would be. You'd think it'd be some iron, some farming, mix it together and you have an iron farm. Well, sadly, no. It doesn't work like that. So let's get into the more complicated version of an iron farm. To the skies we go. And there is your giant quad spawning iron farm. Now this thing takes 4 spawn chambers, just squeezes out the iron golems, they flow down here, hop into this little hopper death pit where they die, excrete their iron into this chest, and you get rich quick. Now this thing probably gives out about 2 stacks of iron per hour, so about a stack every 30 minutes is pretty good. So without further ado, let's get into the build. Alright guys, now here is your list of supplies, and there's a lot, so be prepared. First off, 40 of any slab, only 40. 75 stacks of building blocks, which includes cobblestone or dirt, so it's not terrible, but it is still a lot. 4 stacks of wooden doors, 13 stacks of glass blocks, 40 signs, a lot of water, which you should use an infinite water source for, which is this thing right here if you don't know. It is a 2x2, you grab water out of a bucket and you don't lose any of the water in here. But again, a lot of water. There is a lot of water in this design. Next up, 1 lava bucket, 48 torches, 40 villagers, which you can get by breeding, or just spawning them in, or you could minecart them up, but that's kind of hard. So, we'll deal with that later. 9 hoppers, and 2 chests. So, let's get you guys a screenshot of this. So we're going to hop over to our handy dandy photography spot. Zoom in and take your screenshot. Alright guys, now there is a very important fact that you guys need to know about making this iron farm before we start placing down blocks. So, you have to be 100 blocks away from any other villages when you're making your iron farm. Because if you make the farm too close to any other villages, the golems will get confused and spawn in between the 2 villages. So, if you're near a village, just go somewhere else for your farm. If you're 100 blocks away from any other villages in all directions, you're good. So in my case, I'm going to hop right down here where there's no villages in sight. That's far enough away. So, we'll begin building right here. Okay guys, now what you're going to want to do is place down one of your building blocks, in my case it's quartz, and just build straight up until you're at about the Y coordinate of 130. Now that is because if we're too low to the ground, the golems can spawn on the ground. But don't go too much higher than that, because if you want to have space to build your second layer of those spawning pens, you're going to need a lot of space. So make sure you're around 130. That is a good estimate of a spot that you should be in for your first chamber. So right now we're at about 120, 25, and we're right about at 30 right now. So what you're going to do now is make a 21 by 21. This is 1. And very simply, you're just going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just make a 21 by 21. So I'll leave you guys to count that out. But again, a 21 by 21. So once you have your 21 by 21 block built, you're going to need to find a center point. Now to do that, find the middle of one of your sides, and you're going to count in 10 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 11th block is your center point. You can double check by looking up in the sky, but everything looks good, so I'm going to call that my center point. Now, you're going to make a ring around that center point, aka make a 3x3. So once you have that broken out, you're gonna build up a 2-high wall around the outside of your block. So do this all the way around and then come back. Okay, so once those walls are done, go to each corner and make a 2x2. Now do it for every single side as I already did. And now we're going to place down our water. So go to each back block of the 2x2, place down a bucket of water. Again, every single corner at that very same block. Now once that is done, you're going to go along these walls and place blocks just across the ground, nowhere else, only against these walls on the ground. Every single block, do not miss one. And to make sure you're doing it right, the water should stop right at your 3x3. So again, do this on every single side and then come back. Okay, now what you're gonna do is go to your 2-high walls and you're gonna go to that corner block and build up 3 on every single side. Now you're gonna connect it at that 3rd block. So to make sure you're doing it right, you should have 2 blocks under this connection. So make sure it's only 2 blocks under the connection. And again, do it on every single side and then come back. Okay, now you're gonna line up your 3x3 hole with the top of your 2-high wall and fill it in. So watch me, we're gonna line it up and we're gonna fill these blocks in. So 6 on each side, it lines up perfectly. And now after that's done, you're going to place down doors facing outward on every single block that has a space in it. And this is important that they're facing outward because if mobs spawn on these doors and they're facing inward, they can kill your villagers because they'll be chilling on the outside behind these walls. So again, fill in all the doors and then you'll be good. Alright, your next step is to go to this block right here. It's the same block as the top half of the doors if you need a reference, and you're gonna fill in this entire level across the entire box, okay? So this goes everywhere and it is solid. So this is like a whole other floorboard. So fill this thing in, but you're gonna keep the 3x3. So you're gonna build all the way out here, and again, just kind of build around the 3x3. So do that and then come back. Okay guys, make sure yours matches mine, alright? Do not mess anything up. Make sure everything looks the same. Now the quick step we're going to do is to toss torches on these non-water blocks in here. That'll just help the mob spawning rates lower because you don't want a lot of mobs in here. So there you go. Now we're going to head back up top and we're very simply going to copy what we have down here. So you're going to make a 2x2 on each corner and place a little arrow on the outside. So again, do this on every single side and I'll show you what it's going to do. It's going to do the same water trick. We place down water, it flows in that same formation, torch in the same place. So you see, it's the exact same thing. Arrow, 2x2, and over here, arrow, 2x2. And again, do the same exact water pattern as you have down here. So back corner and walls. Do that and then come back. Okay guys, our next step is to make the villager pens. Now for this, hop on your outside walls, go to your 3rd block high and go 1, 2, 3. One more block, which is 1 higher on the outside. Then wrap it back around. So there you go. Now you're going to put glass on top. And there's a villager pen. But you cannot put the villagers in yet. Because if they all go in now, they're going to flood out iron golems. And they're going to come down here, drop down, and they won't die. So wait till we have our killing chamber. But for now, you've finished your first spawning cell. Alright guys. Now our next step requires some attention to detail, so make sure you're focusing in on this. So we have to make this same spawning chamber about 80 to 100 blocks in a different direction. So what you're gonna do is just find any old block on one side that you're gonna go to and just press F3 and look at where it says looking at. Now find that coordinate and just start backing up 80 blocks. So you see, for me, I'm looking at 1065. So 80 blocks backwards, I need to get to just about 1145. So what we're gonna do is just go all the way over there with my building blocks, and you'll do the same. So again, 80 blocks in one direction. Alright, as you guys can see, I'm at my coordinate of 1145. So for you guys, make sure that you're at your coordinate, and from here on out, I can just start mimicking what we have over there. So my advice to you is just break a few blocks just so you know the difference, but keep them there in survival so you can go back and forth just to double check. But what you're going to do is literally just copy that. So again, 21 by 21. Now the best thing for you to do right now is go back in the video, watch the beginning, and just copy the same exact build. So when you guys get back, I want to see that exact same build on this side. Alright guys, now you should have your identical spawning cells. Now our next step is to simply do the same thing in the sky. So what you're gonna do is go to each one of these, so they each have a separate spawning cell up above, and you're gonna look at your F3, look at your Y coordinate. So for me, it's 135, so I'm gonna go up to 214. So again, 80 blocks up, and do the same exact thing. Build another one of these. Over there too, 80 blocks up, build another one of those. So, it's very self-explanatory, but it'll take some time. So, take your time, and then come back. Alright guys, we finished all the spawning cells. Thank God. But now, there's an important thing we need to mention. So you can keep your vertical pillars. That's okay. I got rid of mine just for personal preference, but it's okay if you keep them. But this horizontal pillar, this has to go, okay? Because if golems can spawn on here, which they can, it'll mess up your spawning rates a lot. So you can keep it here for now in survival, just so you can build easier. But once the farm is done, you have to get rid of this thing, okay? So keep that in mind, and let's go on to our next step. Alright guys, so what you're gonna do is go to one of your bottom spawning cells, and you're gonna go to every side except for the side facing the other spawning cell, and you're gonna go down 4 blocks. So we're not gonna go this way, we're just gonna go this side, and this side, and you're gonna go down 4 blocks as I said. So add on 3 more to what you already have. And there you go, 4 glass blocks down. Now your next step is going to be to, on that 4th block, just make that a floorboard. So it should be a little 3x3 little pocket area over here. And what you're going to do after that is you're going to go in the back and you're going to double up on all this glass here. Because we're going to break what we already put down. Just like that, we're going to put down water there. Not yet, but that's how it's going to happen. So I'm just letting you know, make that little back pocket for water. And now, you're just going to bring this all the way over to that other spawning cell on that floor, okay? So go straight over, and I'll meet you guys over there. Okay guys, now we are going to go back over here, build the walls up like I just did, do the same little pocket trick I just told you. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, just break what you have already. And now that that's all done, your next step is to build up 2 high walls all the way across. So again, very simply, all the way across, 2 high walls. Alright, now that your walls are done, I expect you to have broken that horizontal pillar that we were talking about. So that should be broken now. Now what you're going to do is go to these back pockets, fill it with water, And every time the water stops, you're gonna put down a sign. But again, it's the block after it stops. It's not on top of the water, it's once it stops. So again, water, and you're gonna do this, so we're gonna have 5 of these water pockets, alright? Now this is important for finding a center point to kill them, so make sure on each side you have 5 and then stop there. Alright guys, now you should have 5 water pockets, and this is what you should have in the middle. Now what you're gonna do is find a center point 3x3. So you're gonna count out 7 blocks in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. So there you go. There's your 3x3. Again, it's really easy. Just find the center point. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put signs on the outside on the first block of your wall. Then put a sign right here on that last block in the middle. Now you're going to place down your water, and you're going to see that the water stops, which is what we want. But be careful in survival, because you could plummet to your death right now. What you're going to do now is very carefully in survival. You're going to go down just about 4 blocks again, and on every single side. And basically what we're gonna do now is just make a little killing chamber. So again, go down 4 blocks on each side. Okay guys, now once you're done, you're gonna go find what side you wanna have your AFK spot at. So for me, I'll do this wall right here. You're gonna go to the bottom block, put down a chest right there. Hop back on the inside, and you're going to connect hoppers to that chest. So simply shift click a hopper down, touching the chest. And then from there on out, just connect the hoppers to that hopper. So it doesn't really matter the order, but just make sure that each hopper is progressively going closer to the chest. So if that makes any sense, do that. And if it doesn't, my bad. But now what you're going to do is go to the second block. In the middle, put down signs, alright, every single side. Then what you're going to do is place down a normal building block in the middle, put lava on top, and really quickly swap that out with a sign. So you're going to shift, break in place very quickly, and you're good. The lava stays there, and you have a killing spot. So now the farm is done. We need to have a place for you to stand. So take your slabs, and you have to have slabs that are on the bottom half of a block. So what I'm going to do is simply go down 1 more block, just so the chest isn't looking weird. You can make it a double chest if you want to. I'll do that. And just place down bottom half slabs. That is so iron golems and mobs can't spawn on it. So here you go. That is your farm done. Now I'm going to put a little railing around so I don't die, because that would suck. And now we're all good. But we're not totally done yet, because we have to make a ladder system down. Now this is really simple. I'm not even going to show it because it's that simple. Make a ladder system down to where your area is. Oh, there we go. Alright, so yeah. Ladder system all the way down to where you want to come up here. But now, make sure that pillar is gone, the vertical one. Make sure there's no other blocks that can spawn on, so it has to be glass or slabs. And then the last but not least thing we have to do is put the villagers in your farm. So I'll do this on camera right now, but for you guys it'll take forever, because in survival, it is hard. You can cure them, you can trade with them to breed them. I recommend the trading to breed them. But you need 10 villagers in each farm. So make sure in each one there's 10. So that would mean 3 pens with 3 of them. Or sorry, 2 pens with 3 of them and 2 pens with 2 of them. That is a tongue twister. But yeah, make sure you have 10 total in each farm. So do this for every single one. And once you're done with that, you'll have your farm all ready and made. Okay guys, so the villagers are in their little pods, and we're all set, and you can see we already have golems spawning in. This thing is uber efficient. Yes, I just said uber because it is that efficient. It is amazing. So, no iron yet, but again, expect about 2 stacks per hour, which is really good. So you can chill here, enjoy your time, and get loads of iron. So, it's been Farzy here. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. And I will talk to you guys next time. So until then, goodbye.